Greatness isn't a stroke of luck or a gift dropped from the sky. It's a decision. Every choice you make either pulls you toward the person you're destined to become or anchors you to the comfort of who you've always been. If you want to rise, you must act like the person who's already standing on that higher ground. Speak with conviction, move with purpose, show up with the energy of your future self. Your identity isn't something you stumble upon, it's something you demonstrate. The moment you start acting like your dreams are already yours, you begin to become the person who deserves them. Cast votes for your future. Every decision you make is a vote for the person you're becoming. The problem, most people cast their votes for comfort, not character. You say you want success, but do your daily actions align with that claim? If the version of you who wins wakes up early, learns relentlessly, and speaks with confidence, then you must start embodying those traits now. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for permission. Your mind is the engine, your habits the wheels. Start steering today. As the proverb says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Confidence doesn't come from thinking about it. It comes from showing up, even when your hands tremble. Consider Florence Nightingale. She didn't wait for courage to arrive before stepping into plague-ridden hospitals. She walked in and became courage. You can't wait to feel like the person you want to be. You must act like it first. That's how you become it. So, what are your habits voting for today? Are they forging the person you dream of becoming, or are they chaining you to the familiar? Leadership isn't born from watching others lead. It's born from deciding that your actions will echo your aspirations. Act like your future self long enough, and one day you'll wake up and realize you are that person. Boldness over fear. You say you want to live boldly, but fear often speaks louder than faith. It doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's a quiet tug, pulling you back just as you're about to step forward. Every time you hesitate, you train your nervous system to let fear lead. Your body remembers retreat, and slowly, you become a prisoner of your own patterns. But the opposite is true too. Every time you step forward despite a pounding heart, every time you speak despite a shaky voice, you teach your soul that courage is in charge. You rewire your spirit to chase growth over comfort. Boldness isn't about being loud or reckless. It's silent, deliberate, anchored in conviction. It's choosing to rise even when your knees tremble. Eleanor Roosevelt, one of the most influential women of the 20th century, once quaked at the thought of public speaking. Yet she stood anyway, not because fear vanished, but because her mission was greater. Her legacy wasn't built in the absence of fear, but in the presence of faith. Are you waiting for fear to leave before you act? What if that day never comes? What if courage grows not by fear's absence, but by your refusal to let it rule? The question isn't, are you afraid? It's, will you act anyway? What decision could you make today that echoes the boldest version of yourself? Boldness is a muscle. It grows through tension, repetition, and resistance. You don't become bold overnight. You become bold through small decisions in quiet rooms, through tough conversations, through moments when your voice shakes but you speak anyway. You don't need to conquer the mountain today. Just take one step. Make the call, say yes, say no. Ask the question, begin. With every bold act, no matter how small, you vote for the version of you that doesn't back down. So what will you choose today? Comfort or courage? Safety or stretch? Fear or future? Your legacy won't be written by what you felt, but by what you did despite the fear. Live in alignment. If your future self walked into the room right now, would they recognize your actions? Would they see their discipline, focus, and integrity mirrored in your day? Or would they be puzzled by your delays and distractions? You can't wish your way into transformation. You walk into it, choice by choice, day by day. The greatest deception is self-deception, claiming you want to become something while living in contradiction to it. As James 1:22 urges, be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. You don't impress the universe with lofty visions. You honor it by embodying them. Benjamin Franklin didn't just hope for virtue, he tracked it. He documented 13 virtues daily, holding himself accountable with ink and truth. Greatness wasn't revealed in occasional bursts, but in consistent behaviors. What do your habits prophesy about your future? Are you building the life you claim to want, or rehearsing a performance of progress? If your future self is focused, how do you eliminate distractions today? If they're financially free, how do you steward money now? If they're courageous, what truth must you speak? Confidence isn't built by wishing. It's built by keeping promises to yourself. Power doesn't come from declarations. It comes from decisions that reflect your highest self, even when no one's watching. Stop waiting for the right mood or perfect conditions. Clarity often comes after action, not before. Ask not, when will I change, but what would my future self do next? Then do it daily. Discipline isn't dramatic. It's quiet, repetitive, sacred. Your identity is revealed in repetition. You are what you repeatedly do. So if you want to become someone new, act differently, consistently. Your future self isn't waiting to appear. They're waiting to be built. Today's choices, habits, and mindset are the materials. Will you move toward the life you say you want, or delay, hoping transformation arrives on its own? It won't, but you can. Show up today like your future self is watching, because they are. Feed your fire.
Most people wait for motivation to strike like lightning, sudden, dazzling, undeniable. But motivation isn't lightning, it's fire, and fire must be fed daily, not occasionally. Waiting for inspiration is a gamble. Building it is a choice that compounds. If you want to act like the person you admire, start in the shadows. Build their habits in private. Form their mindset in solitude. Practice their discipline in silence. The spotlight doesn't create greatness. It reveals what was forged in the dark. This requires sacrifice. Say no when others indulge, not out of fear, but out of vision. Choose growth when others choose gossip, not because you're better, but because you're becoming. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Time is currency, and your investment reveals your values. What does your calendar say about your character? Are you feeding your fire or letting it flicker under distraction? Booker T. Washington, born into slavery, had no privilege or platform. Yet he taught himself to read by candlelight and cleaned classrooms to pay for education. He didn't wait for someone to notice his potential. He worked until it was impossible to ignore. His motivation wasn't gifted. It was grown, kindled within. What are you feeding your fire? Books that challenge you, goals that stretch you, mentors who refine you, or shallow conversations and mindless habits? The person you admire isn't magical, they're intentional. They train when no one claps, study when no one cares. Fire grows when fed, but dies when ignored. Start with small twigs, a morning routine, a 30-minute reading session, a bold move. Feed your fire quietly, consistently. It becomes your compass, lighting your path and warming others. But you must tend it. No one else knows the dream burning inside you. Protect it, nurture it, show up for it. Not because you feel like it, but because it matters. Release the old. You can't become who you were meant to be while clinging to who you used to be. Many crave elevation but resist evolution, wanting new outcomes while clutching old identities. If you want to rise, you must release what no longer serves the future you're building. It feels like loss, but it's transformation. The shedding of what was so what's meant to be can emerge. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewal demands unlearning, questioning beliefs, stories, and labels you've carried for years. Familiar doesn't mean faithful to your future. You may be holding an identity rooted in pain or fear, built to survive, not to thrive. Purpose lives in the light of who you're becoming, not the shadows of who you were.
Harriet Tubman didn't just escape slavery. She shed the identity of property and became a pathfinder, risking her life to lead others to freedom. She didn't let her past define her potential. What identity must you rewrite to rise higher? What narrative must die for your purpose to live? The insecure version, the doubting version, the small version built on others' opinions, let them go. Your freedom isn't in the next achievement, it's in the next release. The cocoon must break for the butterfly to fly. The shell must crack for the seed to grow. Let today be the funeral of false identities and the birth of your becoming. Declare it. I am no longer who I was. I am becoming who I was always meant to be. Walk forward with authority, not apology. The life you seek begins with release, the urgency of now.
The most dangerous lie isn't that you'll fail. It's that you have time. Time to begin later, to grow later, to become later, but later is where potential goes to die. Every second you delay reinforces your current self. And if you're not growing, you're declining. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. The moment in front of you matters. Opportunity doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It favors the prepared. Thomas Holloway didn't wait for stable markets to build an empire in health and education. He moved with urgency, turning profit into purpose by founding Holloway College for Women. Are you mistaking fear for wisdom, hesitation for patience? The future doesn't demand perfection. It demands momentum. Every hour you postpone bold action, you lose the power of compounding growth. One step today multiplies tomorrow. Zero action stacks into zero progress. What choice could you make today that your future self would thank you for? What conversation are you avoiding? What habit could you begin? Time is your most expensive currency. Once spent, it's gone. Stop protecting limitations with excuses. Stop wrapping procrastination in philosophical language. If your dream matters, time is a test, not a luxury. You're not promised someday, only this day, this hour, this decision. Move now, begin the project, have the conversation. Destiny honors the doer. Win in the shadows. Who are you when no one's watching? That hidden version of you holds the keys to your future. Public victory is merely the echo of private discipline. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. What flows from you when the applause fades? At midnight, what are you feeding your mind? What habits are you repeating?
George Washington Carver transformed the peanut into hundreds of innovations, not on a stage, but in hidden laboratories. His genius was forged in silence, his character cultivated in solitude. Success doesn't begin on the platform, it begins on the floor of discipline. True greatness is slow-cooked, formed in the furnace of consistency. In choices no one applauds, but heaven counts. Would your future self be proud of your midnight habits or puzzled by your inconsistency? Every private decision is a seed, producing fruit over time. If you want excellence, plant integrity. If you want influence, plant service. If you want impact, plant hidden diligence. Start winning in secret. Speak with excellence when no one hears. Work with excellence when no one thanks you. When your moment comes, you won't need to rise to it. You'll already be there, forged one private decision at a time. Reclaim your power.
You were born with power, but conditioning eroded it. Voices telling you to wait, to tone it down, to shrink. You learned to apologize for your presence, to seek permission for what's already yours. But the version of you that will change the world isn't found hiding behind approval. Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? You can't serve your future and fear at the same time. Sojourner Truth, born into slavery, could have chosen silence. Instead, she stood tall in courtrooms, thundering truth from pulpits. She didn't wait to be told she was ready. She decided she was. Will you keep waiting to be picked, or will you act like the chosen one you are? Stop deferring your destiny to small minds. Stop shrinking to fit spaces too small for your future. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to break through. What would it look like to take up the space your calling requires? To walk into rooms with authority, to speak as if your voice matters, because it does. Every moment you wait for permission delays your purpose. Power flows to those who claim it. Let today be the day you stop seeking permission and start illuminating. Rise, not with arrogance, but with alignment. The world isn't ready. You are. Align your life. Most measure progress by results, numbers, followers, trophies. The wise measure by alignment. If your life doesn't align with your vision, every step forward is a step sideways. Can two walk together unless they are agreed? If your lifestyle contradicts your desired future, one will cancel the other. Dreams need more than belief. They need alignment, consistency, proof. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb by luck. He failed thousands of times, but every experiment aligned with his vision of a world lit by electricity. Are you committed to your dream or just interested in it? Are you consistent when no one claps? Too many speak dreams but build distractions, craving clarity while feeding confusion. Your life can't walk in two directions. Examine your day honestly. Do your habits echo your highest intentions or sabotage them? You can't fake alignment, you live it. If you're out of alignment, adjust. If you've been distracted, return. Begin now, not later. When your actions, mindset, and rhythms point toward your future, momentum becomes natural, discipline becomes easier, and results become inevitable. Embrace the forge. The person you want to be doesn't emerge in ease. They're revealed in adversity, forged in pressure. Trials aren't detours. They're mirrors reflecting strength you forgot you had. Consider it pure joy whenever you face trials, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Are you resenting the hardship meant to shape you? The fire isn't your enemy. It's your forge, burning away what's brittle to reveal what's real. Andrew Carnegie, born into poverty, didn't become a titan of industry despite hardship, but because of it. Every setback taught him discipline. Every obstacle refined his resolve. What trial are you in now? Are you shrinking or rising? When pressure hits, do you complain or construct? Strength isn't gained by skipping the valley. It's gained by walking through with faith and fire. What if today's pressure is tomorrow's preparation? The storm doesn't oppose you, it shapes you. Lean in with readiness. Refuse to be broken by what was meant to build you. Act like your future self, especially when it's hard. That's when the bold, grounded, powerful version of you is born. Not after the battle, but in it. Clarity through action. Most want clarity before they commit, a full map before the first step. But clarity isn't a prerequisite, it's a reward, earned through movement. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. You don't get a floodlight, just enough for the next step. Many miss their moment waiting for signs while ignoring the nudge. Your future doesn't start with proof. It starts with pursuit. The person you want to become emerges when you move with faith, not fear. Faith isn't theory, it's motion. Faith without works is dead. Are you sitting in fear or stepping forward, trembling but sure? You don't need to see step 10. Just take step 1. Trust the ground will meet your feet. Movement creates momentum. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence attracts clarity. Start small, but start. The map unfolds as you walk. Guard your integrity. Every compromise of your values betrays your future self. A nod to fit in, a smile that hides truth. Peace that costs integrity is a prison. The integrity of the upright guides them. Integrity isn't about being flawless. It's about consistency, matching your public words with your private walk, being loyal to your future self's character. Abraham Lincoln, leading a divided nation, could have chosen popularity over principle. Instead, he stood on truth, and his leadership became a model. When pressure mounts, do you hold your standard or bend? You don't drift into respect or stumble into legacy. You choose it daily when no one sees. Your values are on the ballot with every decision. Vote for your higher self, not approval. Act with integrity. It's your crown, giving you authority and trust. Evolve through release. Growth demands release, not just of people or places, but of past versions of yourself. The achiever you celebrated, the mindset that helped you survive, they may now be barriers. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. God's next move doesn't fit old frameworks. Releasing the old honors who you were while choosing who you're becoming. Charles Darwin didn't cling to traditional thought when evidence demanded truth. His choice to release comfort sparked a revolution. What version of yourself have you outgrown? The high performer who always says yes? The overthinker clinging to control? Growth feels like grief because it's the shedding of ego, validation, old armor. Let go without guilt. Your future is written in the blank space of surrender. Structure. Your vision stirs your soul, but without structure, it's fantasy. The person you admire doesn't just dream. They plan, schedule, and invest time with precision. Planning is faith in action. Nikola Tesla's brilliance thrived in strict schedules and repeatable disciplines. Does your calendar reflect someone pursuing greatness, or do you wing it? Unmanaged time leads to unmanaged dreams. What would it look like to organize your day around your highest self? Replace distractions with rituals. Create space for deep work, rest, learning, service. Discipline isn't a prison. It's a pathway. Structure isn't limitation. It's liberation, freeing your mind from chaos. Open your calendar and design your day to declare who you're becoming. Transformation happens in implementation, not inspiration. Master your emotions. True strength isn't loud. It's calm amid chaos, resilient when others unravel. Emotional discipline is the secret armor of leaders. It doesn't mean feeling less. It means governing more. Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. Mahatma Gandhi led a revolution with peace, not provocation, channeling emotion to purpose. When conflict hits, do you act like your future self or default to old reactions? Emotion isn't the enemy. It's information, but it's meant to inform, not drive. Pause, breathe, ask, how would my highest self handle this? Emotional discipline doesn't make you passive. It makes you powerful, sharpening your focus, keeping you unshakable. Refuse to let chaos dictate your climate. Be the strongest person in the room, not by shouting, but by staying grounded. Speak a new language. You can't build a new life with an old vocabulary. Words are seeds. What you speak, you see. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Your words reflect what your heart believes, and belief is the foundation of transformation. If you declare doubt or limitation, you reinforce who you were. Say, I will, and you unlock power. Winston Churchill, facing global war, didn't echo despair. He declared destiny. His speeches made room for courage. Are you talking like a victim or a visionary? Replace I'm overwhelmed with I'm organizing my priorities. Replace I can't with I'm learning. Speak like someone expecting to win. Your words aren't just sound, they're spirit seeds, forming your reality one declaration at a time. Choose your soil. You can't grow in toxic soil. Your environment shapes your evolution. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Leonardo da Vinci's brilliance flourished among visionaries, not doubters. Who's watering your potential and who's poisoning it? Are your conversations about problems or possibilities? Comfort isn't always safe. Some environments accept your past but reject your future. Prune what doesn't serve. Uproot from what chokes ambition. Replant where greatness is the standard. Your evolution depends on atmosphere. Surround yourself with people who see your wings, who speak to your potential. Your future isn't waiting on hustle. It's waiting on better soil. Guard your focus. Your energy isn't infinite, yet many pour it into distractions, drama, noise. Your future self requires laser-like focus. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Your attention reveals your values. Marie Curie's breakthroughs came from obsession with discovery, not applause. Are you guarding your time or donating it to whatever knocks? Seal energy leaks. Close tabs, ignore gossip, turn off distractions, say no, not because you're selfish, but because your vision is sacred. Silence the unnecessary, let solitude sharpen you. Before saying yes, ask,
Does this feed my future or entertain my present? Your future self isn't scattered. They're focused, faithfully doing what matters. Become that person today. Identity is a verb. Transformation isn't a moment. It's a movement built in repetition. Identity isn't found. It's formed in the fires of routine where character is carved. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Louis Pasteur's discoveries weren't born from genius, but from stubborn repetition, returning to the lab despite failure.
Are you doing who you want to be, or just dreaming about it? Confidence isn't shipped overnight. It's forged, one rep at a time. Practice your values, your mission, your courage. Every choice casts a vote for who you're becoming. Stack those votes, and identity becomes not something you aim for, but something you are. Believe it's inevitable. The final act of becoming is belief, not in potential, but in inevitability. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Belief isn't waiting for proof, it's the proof. It's walking as if it's already done. Helen Keller, silenced by the world, believed anyway. Her belief drew transformation, unlocking a mission that shook the world. Do you question what's possible, or have you decided it's written? Faith is a decision, a declaration in the dark. What would change if you believed your future was inevitable? How would you speak, walk, work? Stop tolerating what holds you back. Start what you've delayed. Your belief shapes your momentum. Fuel it with faith. You already know who you want to be. Press play. Shift your energy toward the identity that wins. Stop waiting. Start becoming.